You know who else had a very big influence on the Orange Express back in the day in the early 80s? None other than Steve Johnson. He is here, live and in living color. He's made it. Welcome, my friend. Good to see you again.
I am glad to be here.
We're going to talk Blazers. We're going to talk Beavers. By the way, did either of you guys fill out a bracket yet?
I haven't. And
do you do that?
Have you filled out one?
I have never filled out a bracket.
Oh,
Really?
no. I'm going to fill out one.
Really?
No, you should do it. It's fun.
I have never filled out a bracket.
Okay. Tonight, after the show, before you leave, let's do a bracket.
Now?
Come on, man. Let's get you into March Madness, man. Come on, Steve.
Someone asked me to help him with their bracket, and I said, I have no idea.
I got the same request today myself. I don't watch college basketball this time of year. There's not enough time with two little ones at home and this job, another job. It's all full. Congrats. A 7 seed for your Beavs. It's been 26 years since last time they got there, and alas, Wayne Tinkle gets them to the promised land. How thrilled were you when you saw that on Sunday?
Well, yeah, I had to go Google to figure out how long it's been, and it has been a while. But, we kind of saw this coming. Last year what Coach Tinkle did with the talent and the players that he had, he really changed the culture of the team, and we knew he had good talent coming in. I told him his pressure's on. I'm like, I saw what you did with the talent last year. Now you got your son.
Right.
But, Beaver Nation is really excited about, Coach Tinkle, and we're excited about the young talent that we have.
He had 6 or 7 walk-ons when he first started. I was thinking, how are you going to turn this around? 2 years later, here we are in the day. I mean, it happened so quick, much like what the Trailblazers have done, with 9 new players that have been part of this team this year. But taking on a team, VCU, the school that put Shaka Smart, who's got the best name in all of sports, head coaches at least, put them on the map. So
that's a good name. But I gotta rewind this tape back because Wayne Tinkle, you've met him, you've talked with him, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I want to let you know something that you don't know about Wayne Tinkle.
Uh-oh.
All right.
Should we call it the breaking news?
You guys have very similar offensive games.
No.
No. I'm gonna tell you what's similar about it. Hold on. Both of y'all demand the ball and don't pass it out.
Hey, I tell everyone, my nickname is Black Hole. My email is blackhole33. Okay?
Right?
Yeah.
Because I played with Wayne Tinkle in the CBA in the Tri-Cities, and so he would demand the ball inside.
Did you really?
Yes.
With Tinkle?
Yes,
Get
I played
out.
with Tinkle.
Why should I pass it out? I'm shooting over 60%, 70% in college. Why should I pass it out?
Yeah.
So that was the lob I threw you to get to the transition to what I want to talk to you about is points in the paint in today's NBA. Because I know it's your favorite topic.
Yeah.
I struggle when I watch today's game, because, and I hate sounding like a geezer, okay? But I'm now a geezer, okay? The way the game used to be played, there were wars in the paint. You could not run through the paint without getting popped. You had to go up in a crowd to get a rebound. But today, the game is so dominated by the player who has the ball in their hands that creates the mismatches and creates the opportunities so that you don't see any interior play. And so, I get mad at the big guys. I'm like, how'd you let them turn you into a picking dummy? Because that's all y'all doing. You're a picking dummy. Because when I play, the only reason I'm going to come off the block to set a pick for you is to get myself open.
Yeah, right.
I'm not coming off the block just to set a pick for you. But today, they set the pick, it didn't work, reset. I'm like, no. I'm going to give you one look, come off, hit me, hit the shot, I'm going back down low.
Okay. I had to tee you up so we can get that out there because I know how strongly you feel.
Oh, yeah. I have strong feelings about that.
Steve Johnson joining us here on Trailblazers Courtside. We're looking at some of his career notes, if you will, some of the more important things. What's not listed on there is something that you hold that I think will never, I can't imagine it ever being broken, and that is field goal percentage in the NCAA for one season of 74.6%. That will never be challenged, Steve. I can't think in this day and age, with the way the game's played now at that level, that'll ever be broken.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people that. I said, in order to break the record, you need two things. You need a good low post player who looks for high percentage shots in the paint, and you need a great passing team. those two things don't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So, you're not going to – yeah, I would be surprised that record ever got broken.
So, Steve, let me ask you, and shooting 74% from the floor and
0.6.
70 points. Ooh, man, I'm sorry.
See, I was just going to ask him to give me the number.
I'm trying to throw you the lob. Man. Come on, man. Be gracious.
We can round it up to 75.
Yeah,
okay?
we should.
We can just go ahead and round it up to
do.
75.
But Steve, at which point in your basketball career did you start to realize I can perfect the low block as an operational area?
So here's a great story. So the first organized basketball that I saw, my father took me down to watch my cousin practice, who played for University of Iowa, and they were in town and they were going to play SE. So I went to the practice, and my cousin Houston Breedlove, after the practice, he introduced me to the coach. He said, "Coach, this is my cousin Steve Johnson." He said, "Steve Johnson, this is my coach Ralph Miller." Then my cousin came to our house later on that weekend, and he told me, he said, "Learn the hook shot. It's a non-defendable shot." And that was the birth of my dream of going to the NBA, and I knew that my shot was going to be the hook shot. So once I perfected that, and then because I'm a black hole, that when the ball comes in, I don't want to give it up, then you just start thinking about all the ways to defeat the defense, because they're trying to take away the hook shot. And it ended up being I shot layups all the time because they try to take away the hook.
Sure.
So let me translate that, because it's so simple. It doesn't need translation. But the key to your stellar, lengthy NBA career was you decided two things. I'm not passing, and I'm going to develop a hook shot.
I'm going to develop the hook. It is a non-defendable shot, and when you try to stop it, they end up giving you layups.
Okay. All right.
In summary, how about it?
All young players out there, don't do that.
Oh, no.
don't worry.
Hey, I'm
They
looking
won't.
for black holes. I'm looking for black holes.
Don't
I'm looking
do
for
that.
black holes.
Former Blazer, former Oregon State Beaver, great. Steve Johnson joining us in studio here on Trailblazers Courtside. We talk about the Trailblazers and some of the, how good they've been. No one expected anything out of them this year, Steve. I'm just curious your perspective on what you've seen this team and how quickly they've developed, and kind of that learning curve was pretty sharp, we all thought, but they kind of adapted fairly quickly, and the chemistry on this team's been absolutely astounding for us.
Well, like a lot of people, I was surprised at how well they developed. To totally change the chemistry of your team, and to come together with that many new players, young players, because it's one thing to know how to play the game, but then you got to learn how to win.
Sure.
And so you bring all those pieces together. So, like everyone else, I was thinking, okay, if they got 20 or 30 wins, that would be great. And then they got off to, a pretty good start in terms of our expectations.
Yeah, right.
And then you raised it up to, well, I think they can get, 30, 35.
Yeah.
And now we're looking at, they can get 40-plus wins.
Right.
So, it's been a pleasant surprise for everyone. Just like the Beaver, once you've got players that buy into the system and you have, there's a good fit. So Neil did a good job of putting that team together.
Yeah.
So him and the coach are on the same page, and they did a good job of putting that team together because the chemistry is there. And now, they've made a big leap forward.
Aside from having a black hole on the team currently, which is I'm sure what your desire would be for this team to have, what do they need? What is a missing piece that they're having? We talk about guys that are, back to the basket scorers, low post forces. The Blazers don't run a lot of plays. I think it's historically where they're going right now is the fewest in NBA history for a season.
Well, what's interesting is that when he gets to the playoffs, they find a post player, someone that can get cheap buckets and foul. So you look at what happened last year. Now, LeBron had no choice but to put the team on his back. But what did he do? He just posted up.
Yeah.
When they finally won in Miami, LeBron went inside. So even though this is a high pick and roll league now, when it comes to the playoff, you have to figure out a way to get points in the paint, either from penetration, low post, something, because you have to put the hurt on people. You have to get fouls. You got to wear them down.
We're going to have much more to get to here with Steve Johnson and Michael Holton and Adam Bjarnson on Trailblazers Courtside. We're going to take the time out, and we'll talk a little bit about Oregon State hoops, maybe how you see them in the tournament. We'll talk about GP2 and his prospects for the NBA at the next level, and a whole lot more. I know there's a lot of excitement and buzz about the Trailblazers. Certainly there's a lot of it about the Beavers right now. GP2. I love seeing Gary Payton, actually senior, at all the games and cheering his son on. GP2's got the athleticism, I think, to play at the next level. Does he have the skill? Does he have the basketball acumen, if you will, to make it in the NBA? He's got the bloodlines. We know that. But, does his shooting have to improve? What does he bring to the next level? And is he a prospect to make it there, do you think?
I think he definitely has the talent to make it. It would probably have to be at the point because I don't see him turning into a shooting guard. But when you have someone that can play defense the way that he does, and he's very deceptive. I remember when I first saw him, I thought he was this guy that was too cool for school. Like where's the motor on this guy? But he's one of these guys that is really, he can see the game. He's got long arms, and he just knows how to play the angles and keeps guys in front of him. So. It depends on what team, obviously, but definitely I think he has the talent to make it.
He's ferocious. He's fun to watch. I haven't seen a player.
He's smooth. I guess he's very deceptive. He's very smooth.
Mm-hmm. I didn't watch him play a whole lot, but I saw enough to be able to weigh in on this conversation. Yeah. But as you were talking, I was thinking about Gerald Henderson. They're similar athletes in that Gerald Henderson is a special athlete that guards you, that is physical and is tenacious. And when I look at Gary Payton, too.
Yeah.
I see that with a little more fluidity, some of it because of age, and some of it I think he's a little more east and west offensively than Gerald is. But he has that NBA body and that NBA toughness and that NBA pedigree to where I would be surprised if he didn't become a good pro.
Not only two rounds in the NBA draft, so I just think, where does he fall into that? I don't know. I just haven't seen him on a lot of mock draft boards, and not like I'm.
Yeah, I mean, the big question is going to be his offensive game. What's his offensive game going to be in the pros? And if you're going to be a point guard, you have to have some type of offensive threats. Because if you don't, then you start taking away your passing lanes and things. So you have to have some type of offensive game that people will respect.
So you got VCU coming up on Friday. Beavers and Ducks both playing on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. VCU though, I know you'll be tuning in.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you assess their chances in the tournament? Were you surprised at a 7 seed?
I
thought a 10 would.
I can't really say that I was really surprised because I really didn't know anything about the tournament.
After all, you've never filled out a damn bracket.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm excited the Beavers are in, but like.
Steve, this was a big part of our preparation.
So let's say they get by VCU, and then there will be an inevitable date with Oklahoma. So it could be a one and done, or hopefully the Beavs could get to the second game and just let the chips fall where they may.
Well, this is the thing about the playoffs. It depends upon mentally where you are.
Yeah.
If you come in and you're playing confident, then you can get on a roll. And so that is a big part of it. And people have overlooked the Beavers at times, and they could overlook them now too.
Yeah.
Coach Taco, he has them, believing in themselves. So, hey, once you get to the dance, you get a chance to show what you can do.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I mean, Steve, you've been in the tournament. This has been a while, but you just got to get hot at the right time in the NCAA tournament. And the few times that I've seen Oregon State play, I mean, I watched that Washington game the second half.
Yeah.
In a possession-by-possession game, they're really good because their principles defensively are really sound, and their spacing and execution on offense are really good. The question for me with Oregon State is can they consistently score enough points?
Right.
I think the one thing you're looking at with them too is they don't have Trace Tinkle. Okay, they don't have him for at least the opening round game is what I've been told. But they don't have a ton of depth either, so that's one thing that could hurt them a little bit. But You're right. You got to get hot, and
Well, and even with him, they struggled shooting wise, shooting and rebounding.
Yeah.
They struggled. That's one thing next year that they're going to have to really look at, improving on. But you're right. In the NCAA, everyone knows about our struggles in the NBA. Okay, in the NCAA, so I'll bring that up. Okay, but the thing about the NCAA tournament, the teams that do well, somebody puts them on their back and carries them. You have a good all-around team, but there's a player on that team that they put the game on their back and they carry them through.
Yeah.
So,
Steve, you watch the tournament. You might not fill out a bracket, but Thursday and Friday might be the two best basketball days of the year.
No doubt.
I mean, if you just turn on the television, and I'm not suggesting you steal time from your employer, but
and we got 2 Blazer games Thursday and Friday.
If you just turn on the television and just watch games all day, you see laughter and tears after every game, single elimination. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot of fun.